Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is on this look right here. If you want to see what products I use and how I use them to achieve this look, then please keep watching. Okay, so I'm just gonna start by clipping these hairs back, get them out of the way. Okay, I haven't washed my face yet. I've put on moisturizer because it's so windy and dry right now, but I still need to wash my face. So I'm gonna try a new face wash today. Okay, so Wander Beauty recently sent me this cute little PR package with their new cleanser, moisturizer, and hair refresher. So I am gonna be trying these out today. I'm gonna start by taking the Drift Away cleanser. Can be used as a daily cleanser, it says. So let's try this out and see how we like it. I haven't washed my face yet today, so I need to. Oh, it smells good. Kind of smells like lavender. Okay, so it's like a gel and it is foaming, I believe. Okay, so I'm just gonna rub this around as I would with any cleanser. Pretty self-explanatory. I just wanted to try it out because I just got it in the mail. Oh, it feels really good. I wouldn't normally wash my face right here, but just play along. Okay, I'm gonna go rinse this off and I will be right back. Alright, I rinsed off that cleanser. Overall, I like it. I feel like my face is nice and clean and I don't feel like it dried out my face too much. I don't like cleansers that like really dry out my skin. Like, I don't like cleansers like that at all. So this one feels really nice and I'll give it a thumbs up. So let's go in with their Dive In moisturizer. I love, oh, it's pink. I love moisturizers. Moisturizing my face is very important and I like to keep it moisturized all day long. So I'm just taking this all over my whole face, my forehead, and down my neck. Okay, feels very nice on the skin. I like it because there's some moisturizers that I feel like just seep right into your skin and then almost like your skin like dries and it doesn't feel like you have a moisturizer on anymore. I wouldn't say this is greasy, but I feel like this is just the best way to describe it. I like when my skin stays feeling greasy or moisturized, you know? Like, I want to feel like I have a moisturizer on. Not like heavy or anything, but you know, I just want to feel moisturized. I don't like those moisturizers that like just dry and then like where to go, you know? So this one I approve. Okay, so I'm gonna do a full face today. I think I'm gonna do full foundation and then eyes. I don't normally do that. I like to do my eyes first and then my foundation, but oh well. Okay, so for primer, I'm gonna go in with the Hangover RX primer from Too Faced Cosmetics. This primer is one of my favorites. It smells so good and it's also very moisturizing. I would consider it more of like a lotion-y consistency versus like a silicone-y one. Oh my god, it smells so good. I just love this primer so much. So I'm just gonna rub this all over my face. I'm gonna be using the Born This Way foundation in the shade Warm Nude. And I'm just gonna pump this right out onto my face. And then I'm gonna use my Sapphire Beauty Blender to blend this out. My dampened Sapphire Beauty Blender. Okay, so for the longest time I felt like this foundation was too light for me, but I think I'm so wrong and I think it's actually like perfect for me right now. I always go a little bit darker with my foundations and I can get away with that most of the time because I always have a fake tan on. Oh, by the way, speaking of fake tans, I think it was the CoverGirl video. I was editing one of my YouTube videos last night and I had just tanned the night before I filmed that and I hadn't rinsed off the tan yet, and so anyways, long story short, my hands in the video are so orange. They probably look orange now, maybe a little bit, but I feel like they look more orange on camera than they do in real life, but they look like ridiculously orange in that video. So in case anyone notices that, I just want to let you know that I also noticed. Yeah, I actually feel like this color is like perfect for me. To contour and bronze, I'm going to be using the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Matte Bronzer. This is one of my favorites. I use it a lot. and it smells so good. I think I say that every time I use it, but if you don't know, now you know. And I'm using this little, I don't know what kind of brush this is, but it's like a little tapered fluffy brush from Japanesque. It doesn't have a number or else I would tell you. So I'm just going to contour my cheekbones. I'm just using a really light hand to do this. Just creating a little shadow right here. I love this bronzer so much. And then I always bring it up along my forehead also, just to warm up my face and give me like a nice sun-kissed look. I obviously prefer being tan and bronze. Okay, so I'm like half white, half Mexican. So like in the sun, I get pretty tan if I like lay out. But naturally my skin is like very fair. And I wish that I was like comfortable with my light complexion, but I feel like I just look too pasty. I don't know. I don't know how to like rock the fair skin tone. I like to be tan, but I see girls like Nikki Tutorials, you know, she's like a lighter complexion and she just looks so good, and I just wish I knew how to rock the lighter skin tone, but I don't. I just know how to be orange. Also like Gwen Stefani, she looks good. She's like really fair skin. I don't know, I just feel like every time I like don't fake tan or like, you know, if I wore a foundation that was like true to my like, I'm sorry, let me say that again. If I wore a foundation, no. If I did not tan, I would be like almost like translucent because I'm so fair. I don't know, I just feel like I look like a zombie when I don't have a tan. I feel like I look dead and like super pasty. Just not into it. I don't know, I wish I could be. I need to learn how to be into it because I don't really like fake tanning. Is just, oh my god, you know, sometimes I don't do it correctly or I don't take my time and then I end up with like orange hands and then like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, to bake and set my face, I'm going to be using the Peach Perfect mattifying loose setting powder from Too Faced Cosmetics. I have used this once before and I find that it's very mattifying, so that's why I don't typically like to reach for this one, but it smells, ugh. The whole peach collection from Too Faced smells so good. So I just like to tap some out into the lid, and it's nice because it comes with this little lid so it's not like messy, because my other powders I like open them and there's just like powder everywhere instantly. Okay, so I'm just gonna dip my beauty blender into the powder and then I'm gonna start carving out. I like to use my setting powders to like kind of carve out my contour as well as bake my face. I think my sponge is a little too wet, but that's okay. This setting powder smells so freaking good. Smells amazing. Okay, I like to take this along my nose contour too, just to kind of define it, carve it out, whatever. The sponge is like way too wet for this right now. I'm switching to a drier sponge. Okay, switch to a drier sponge. I'm gonna take this underneath my eyes also. Since I don't use concealer, I like to bake underneath my eyes with a setting powder. So windy outside. I hate when it's windy because I live up in the hills and there's like a lot of brush and trees and foliage, and we're prone to fires over here in Anaheim Hills. We actually, I think last year, had like 2 of the worst fires in a long time. We had the Canyon 1 and the Canyon 2 fire, which I think it was the Canyon 2 fire that we got evacuated. I mean, everything ended up being fine, but still, that is like so scary. So it's like super windy out right now, and for some reason like people like to start fires when it's windy, so hopefully there are no fires today. And then I also take the setting powder down the bridge of my nose. I always set my nose contour. For some reason products tend to like move around more on my nose, so we don't want that to happen, so we set them. Okay, so I just let this powder bake for like maybe a minute, and then I'm gonna take my big fluffy brush from Real Techniques, and I'm just gonna dust this all away. Uh-oh, we're having technical difficulties because my sponge, the blue sponge, was like too wet, and it like, that's okay. It was like too wet when I picked up that powder, so it kind of made that powder like stick to my face, but I fixed it, it's fine. Okay, so I'm just gonna dust away all the powder, and then I kind of just like take it all around the rest of my face just to set my entire face, but it's more concentrated in those areas that I baked because I let it sit there for a little bit. So it helps kind of just define all of my contour and clean up all those edges. Not only do Too Faced products smell good, but they taste good too. And I know that because like all the dust from like the powders gets in my mouth sometimes and I can taste it. It's sweet. I wouldn't recommend eating it, but I could definitely taste it. For highlight and blush, I'm going to be using the Wondrous palette. This is the Dusk to Dawn blush and highlighter palette. Super pretty. There's 3 shades in it. And I'm going to be using this shade right here to highlight my face. It's called City Lights. So I've used this before and I just love it. It's so pretty. So I'm just going to be highlighting the highest points of my face, all the areas that the sun would typically hit if you were in the sun. For the longest time, I was like not into highlighter. I don't know why, but I just recently got into it in like the last 2 years, and it was like a big deal for like ever. And then I don't know why, but I like never used highlight until just this past like 2 years. I think because I was like afraid of it or something. I don't know. Anyways, just highlighting my big old forehead now. I have a big ass forehead, you guys. But one time I saw Lily Galici post this meme and it said pretty girls have big foreheads, and it just made me feel way better about my big forehead. And I was like, you know what? You're so right. But pretty girls also have small foreheads, so all foreheads are beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna highlight my upper lip and my cupid's bow, and then down the bridge of my nose. I'm gonna take my finger to highlight the bridge of my nose, and then the tip of my nose also. I like to try and make my nose look a little perky, and then I feel like the highlight on the bridge of my nose just helps slim out the bridge, because I got a big nose, you guys, kind of. Alright, and for blush, I'm going to be using the shade right here in the middle called Havana Nights. It's kind of a darker tone, so I'm going to try and be careful and not get it too dark, even though I think I'm already failing at that. It's very pigmented. Yeah, I kind of got it a little too blushy, but that's okay because I'll just blend it out in a minute. But I like to apply my blush to the apples of my cheeks, a little on my chin, and then I put a little on my nose, just to give me kind of like a sun-kissed look and bring some life back into my skin, because I don't want to look like I'm dead. And then in the case that I do get my blush too intense, I'll just go back in with a big fluffy brush and just kind of buff it out a little bit so it doesn't look like a doll. You know how dolls have like really exaggerated blush? I mean, if you're into that, that's cool, but I don't want to look like that, so I'm just gonna buff it out a little bit. Okay, better. Blush is so important though. I did a look the other day with no blush and I was like editing the footage and it looks good, it looks great, it doesn't look bad, but I just felt like I looked so like cold and like corpsey kind of, you know? I just prefer how I look with a little bit of color in my face. Okay, that's pretty much it for the skin, so let's move on to eyebrows, or maybe I should do eyes first. Let's move on to eyes. I'm just gonna go on, oh no, do I want to do brows or we're gonna do brows first actually, because I like to carve out my brows with concealer, so it's easier when I don't have any eyeshadow on. Okay, I've been loving the new Urban Decay brow products, so I'm gonna be using those today, and I'm gonna take this one first. This is the Brow Endowed. It has a primer on one end and a color on the other, and I'm gonna be using the shade Brown Sugar for my brows today. So I love these because they have like tiny little spoolies, which I feel like are just easier to work with on the brow area because that enables me to be like really precise. So I like to take the primer side and just brush it through my brows and get them nice and primed. The primer just helps the brow hairs to appear thicker. It just gives like overall more fullness to the whole brow, which I need. It also helps the color to, in my opinion, stick better to the brow hairs, so I really like this product. And I just like to brush the primer through my brow hair and at the same time brush all of those brow hairs up and away. During the process of applying this primer, I also am shaping my brow hairs and pushing them in the direction that I want them to stay in. Okay, after I apply that primer, I'm going to go in with the other side of the product, which is the colored side, and I'm going to go in over my brows and just begin coating all my brow hairs with the colored product. I like this new way of doing my brows because I feel like it just gives me a more natural look versus like a painted on Instagram brow, you know, which I still love the painted on Instagram brow, but I'm getting kind of tired of doing it on myself all the time. So for me, it's really hard to achieve like a natural looking brow because I lack brow hair, but this product has helped me achieve a more natural, fluffy, hairy looking looking brow. So I'm just combing this product through the brow and making sure that I coat all of those brow hairs. Okay, once I coat all of my brow hairs, I'm going to go in with a different product. This is the Brow Blade, also from Urban Decay, and this is another one of my favorites. It has, it's also double-sided, but it has this ink stain on one side, which comes with this like really fine-tipped brush, and the product is kind of like, it's not very opaque. It's kind of like a sheer marker. I don't know how to explain it, but it just overall it helps to achieve like super natural looking hair strokes, almost like microblading, so I really like that. So I'm just gonna go in and start drawing some really fine little hair strokes in the areas that are lacking hair or in any sparse areas. This product is so freaking great. I love it so much. And I definitely focus this product right underneath my brow because this is in this areas where I have the most sparseness, and then also the arch and the tail. And then I will do a couple light flicks up here in the front, but nothing too heavy in the front. So here is one brow that's all done, and then here is the one that I haven't touched yet. Big difference. Looks great. I love it. Obsessed with these new brow products from Urban Decay. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my other brow off camera, and then I'll be right back. Okay, and then to carve out my brows, I'm gonna take a little bit of the Camouflage Concealer from Catrice Cosmetics and my little flat eyeshadow brush from e.l.f. Cosmetics, and I'm just going to lightly carve out my brows. I got them pretty straight in the first place, so I didn't have to do too much carving, but I always like to clean up my brows with a little bit of concealer. Okay, so I'm gonna take I'm gonna take the same concealer and use it to prime my eyelids. I'm just gonna put some on. I really like this concealer because it's like really thin and liquidy and it's not super creamy, so therefore I feel like it doesn't get cakey because I don't like thick, creamy, cakey concealers, but I feel like this one is still pretty full coverage, to be honest. I don't really like an under eye concealer anymore, but I really like to use concealers when I'm priming my eyelids, and this one just makes for like a really nice eyeshadow base. And I'm just blending this out with my Morphe E8 brush. Okay, so for eyeshadow, I'm going to be using this palette right here from Winky Lux. I've never tried any of their products before, so I'm really excited. And look how pretty this palette is. It's like sparkly gold. It doesn't have a name. I threw the box away, so if it did have a name on the box, I don't know. But this is what it looks like. Just really pretty shades, and there's matte and shimmer shades in here, so I like that. Okay, so I want to do a super like soft smoky eye, really blown out, but I don't really have like a set vision in my head, so I'm just gonna kind of work as I go and we'll see how it turns out. But I'm gonna start by taking this shade right here called Bankroll. It looks taupey gray in the pan, so we'll see how it looks on the eyes. So I need to take this film off of the mirror. You know how mirrors come like with a film on them when they're new, but it makes them look like cloudy? Okay, that's better. Now I can see. Okay, I'm going to take that shadow onto my Morphe MB25 brush, and I'm just going to start placing this into my crease, and I'm going to blow it up towards my brow bone area. I'm going to try and get this super smoky and soft looking. Okay, so once I get that shadow placed where I want it and blown out, it looks nice. I'm going to go in. Hold on. Okay, so I'm going to go in with this darker shade right here. It's called Wine and Dine. It's kind of just like a really deep purple, almost a brown color. I'm going to take this on my Luxie 121 mini tapered brush, and I'm just going to start deepening my crease with this shade, but I'm going to focus it in the outer corner of my eye. I'm going to lightly taper it in towards the inner corner, but I want this darker shadow to be mainly more focused on the outer V portion, like that. That shade is so pretty. And then I'm going to go back in with the same brush that I applied that lighter gray tone shade, and I'm just going to buff out the edges just so there's no harsh lines. And I didn't pick up any more shadow. I just went ahead and used whatever product is left on the brush, and I'm just softening the edges of that deeper purple shade. My eyebrow hairs are like in the way. What the heck? Brush them back, put them back in their place. There we go. Okay, I'm also going to go in with the same color and just kind of stamp it onto this area just to intensify the pigment down here closer to my lash line, just like that. So it's really blown out up top and then more concentrated when we go down closer to the lash line. And since I don't have a lot of like lid space, I feel, I mean I do when I do that, but like I have hooded eyes and I feel like my eyebrows are pretty close. I like to bring my shadow like outwards, as you can see, just to kind of like pull my eyes out a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna go back in with this fluffy brush and I'm gonna dip back into that gray color that I used in the beginning, and I'm just gonna press a little bit of this into the front inner corner portion of my lid. I'm just gonna stamp it on right there in the front, just barely. I'm not gonna blend it out, just stamping it on in the inner corner portion of my eyelid. There we go. I'm gonna attempt to do a little tiny wing. I kind of want more of like a delicate wing, but we'll see how that goes because I'm not that good at liquid liner. So I'm going to be using the Winky Lux Fee Liner from Winky Lux. This is in the shade Black Cat. I'm scared. Okay, I'm going to attempt a little wing here. Let's see how this goes. Okay, that's alright. You guys, I'm so bad at liquid liner. I like hold my breath the entire time. It's kind of shitty, but that's okay. I also have hooded eyes, so I feel like it's really hard to do a winged liner on hooded eyes. I just watched some other YouTuber do a tutorial about this, and she was like frustrated. And I think she ended up smoking out her wing because she just wasn't overall happy, but this is just gonna have to do for today. After I do a wing, I'm never like fully satisfied with my wing liner because like I said, I'm not very good at it, but that's okay because let me just tell you a little something. Eyelashes will save the day. Eyelashes are amazing. So for lashes today, I'm gonna be using these ones right here from House of Lash. I don't know what style these are, but they're from the Nori. They're from their faux mink collection, which is also double cool because they're not real mink, because real mink is cruel. I honestly feel like false lashes can just save a look. I really feel like they do. Like you can have really kind of crappy blended shadow, and as soon as you throw on a pair of lashes, or in my case you could have like a not so good winged liner going on, but once you throw on some lashes, it just makes it look like 50% better for sure. Okay, so I always curl my lashes and apply a thin coat of mascara before I put on my fake lashes. I just feel like this helps the fake lashes adhere a little better and sit a little better on the natural lash. So that's what I'm doing really quick. Okay, and then I'm gonna pop on those lashes and I will be right back. Okay, so lashes are on and I just feel like they help distract from the wing that I don't like, which really it doesn't look that bad, but let's finish the eyes. Let's do the lower lash line. I'm just gonna take that same dark purple shade and my Luxie 121 brush, and I'm just gonna smoke out my lower lash line with this color. I'm gonna keep it tight to my lashes. Okay, and then I'm gonna take this MB25 brush from Morphe and that same gray tone that I used up top as well, and I'm just gonna further smoke out this lower lash eyeshadow. I'm gonna go back in with the purple shade and just further deepen everything. I really like these colors. Okay, after I'm done with the eyeshadow, I'm gonna go in with some mascara. This one is called So Extra. It's the Velvet Plush Mascara, also from Winky Lux. Okay, I'm just gonna give the false lashes a little coat down at the base. I like to do this to blend my natural lashes with the fake ones. And then I'm also gonna take some on my lower lash line as well. And I like to brush my lashes like outwards, especially when I have like a wing liner or like a cat shape eye going on. Ugh, my lash is lifting in the corner. I don't like that. I don't like when my lashes lift, so I'm gonna pinch them together. Show them who's boss. I think they're just lifting though because I didn't put enough lash glue right there. Okay, so we're done with the eyes. I love it. I look kind of like villainous. Okay, and we need to do some lips because my lips be looking real small right now. So I'm going to take my favorite lip pencil ever. Obviously, I freaking love this pencil. I use it in almost every single tutorial because obviously I love it and it's It's almost gone. I have like 100 of these though. But I'm going to be using my NYX lip pencil in the shade Natural. And if you put the lid on the end, it'll make it longer and easier to hold when it gets small like this. I'm just going to overline my lips with this pencil, just giving my lips some shape. And then once I get my lip shape how I want it, I'm just going to go ahead and fill in my entire lip with the pencil. I really love the color, so I like to use it as like a nice little lip base. Probably why I go through these pencils so much, because I don't just use them to line. I literally cover my entire lip space with the pencil. I kind of leave the center blank though, because it helps my lips to appear plumper. And I want to do a more mellow looking lip because my eyes are pretty dramatic. So I had a lipstick in mind that I wanted to try. So I'm going to put it on really quick. This is from Urban Decay. This is in the shade Gubby, and it's like a really pretty nude, but when you put it on, it's kind of like sheer and like a shimmery nude. I swatched this for the first time the other day on my hand. I've had it in my drawer for so long, but I just have never used it, so I wanted to try it out because it looked really pretty when I swatched it. It is super pretty. See how it's not like, you know, super opaque or anything? It's more of like a sheer, shimmery type. It might be too light though, now that I'm looking at it. I'm gonna kind of blend it with my finger a little bit. Yeah, I think it's a little bit too light for what I want to do, so I'm gonna wipe some of it off. I'm just gonna wipe some of this lipstick off because I'm not really feeling it. I'm gonna redefine that lip liner, just kind of deepen the color a little bit with the lip pencil. Go back over my lip, kind of just mixing the lip pencil with this lipstick that's on. I left some of it on, I didn't take it completely off. Kind of looks nice mixed together. Okay, so I figured out this new technique that I've been liking a lot. I like to take a gloss that's kind of just like a pigmented gloss, but like it's capable of being less pigmented once you put it on. So what I like to do is take kind of like a dark red or pink gloss, and although it looks pretty pigmented in this little tube, it's kind of sheer if you don't apply a lot of it. So I like to just place it in the center of my lip, like right on the inside, right here, like this. And I'm just tapping it on, and I'll let it go up to the top, and then kind of just smack my lips together. And then I'll also take my finger and just kind of blend it a little bit, really lightly. And I want to leave it in the center, like almost like the inside center of my lips, if you can see. I don't know, I feel like it just gives kind of like a natural, healthy lip vibe going on. I don't really like it over top that lipstick, but you can kind of tell what I'm trying to get at. Normally I would just wear my lip liner all over my lips with a gloss like this in the center. I wouldn't normally have that lipstick on, but just see how it makes your lips look like super plump and just like healthy and plump and hydrated without looking like I have like red lip gloss all over my lips. So that's a little technique that I've been loving lately. I'm gonna go in with a little bit more of this lip liner though, and just kind of cover up that light lipstick that I used because I didn't end up liking it as much as I thought I would. There we go, that's better. I just feel like it helps your lips look like hydrated and healthy and brings a little life into your lips. So I really like doing that. I've been doing that lately because I get these lip glosses and like I would personally never wear this like all over my lips, but I was like, I wonder what would happen if I just apply it like right in the center. But it also kind of looks like I just ate like a cherry popsicle or lollipop or something, so I don't know, you choose. Okay, now I just need some setting spray and then we'll be almost done. Oh, I'm using the Peach Mist setting spray from Too Faced Cosmetics. This is I just inhaled it. This is a mattifying, oh my god, in my eyes and my mouth. This is a mattifying setting spray. Okay, nice. I'm gonna take these little clips out of my hair and we're gonna try the last product from that little PR that Wander Beauty sent me. Okay, so last but not least, I'm going to be trying the hair refresher from Wander Beauty, and supposedly this helps to absorb excess oils. Even though it is a liquid, it's not your typical like aerosol dry shampoo, but it claims to do the same thing as a dry shampoo does, so we'll see how this works. Let me get it working. Ooh, this little pump is not doing it's like selectively. Okay, well, let's see. I'm just gonna spray a little bit into my roots Okay, just sprayed a little bit of this into my roots just to kind of refresh my hair a little bit. It feels a little wet, so I think I have to wait until it dries to know if it really helps absorb oils, but it does smell nice, so if anything your hair will smell fresh. Okay, I think I'm gonna part my hair and I'm gonna insert some bobby pins because I'm just so bored of my hairstyle. So let's try and spruce it up. Spruce it up with some pins. Aren't those cute? They're kind of cute, huh? I think I need to get my roots done. I was like gonna try and grow them out as long as I could until summer and then just go like super blonde. But every time my roots get like to this length, I don't end up liking it anymore. So I think that's what's going on because I'm like so, just my hair is so like blah lately in my opinion. Maybe not though. Anyways, that is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, go ahead, give it a thumbs down. If you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing so you don't miss any of my future videos. I'm trying to post consistently here, guys. So anyways, thanks for tuning in and I will see you guys next time. Bye!